Good morning everyone, so welcome to the National Chung Chung University online class. So today is lesson 6, Enterprise Security and Cyberwar in our course Introduction to Cybersecurity. Okay, today we have 4 parts. First is I want to introduce Enterprise Security and CTI, the matter for cloud and web. And the second part we will look in detail in the data backup and digital blockchain. And third part we introduce internet property, and we see what's the kind of model for the privacy that enhances the technology. And the final part we'll see more detail about what's this kind of cyber war and emergency communication system. Okay, the first part we look more detail about the enterprise security and CTI, the model for cloud and web. Actually, the previous lesson we just look in the concept, I mean cybersecurity in several, some very simple example. But today we'll see enterprise. What is enterprise security? So if you see in enterprise, like you can have one the manufacturer, or like a semiconductor, or some the smart grid, or some the robots, or some very smart energy system. So they need to have a very strong security or the architecture. So actually security matter and protection technology in this kind of enterprise network must be very strong. So how they use in practice? So if you see on the screen, to protect this SCADA or this kind of smart factory the control, you can see the many layers. They protect the system. They can use enterprise IPS, enterprise firewall, and DMZ the system, or honeypot or deception the system. I mean, this kind of smart factory or smart grid the system is quite expensive so we need to spend very comprehensive the system, security system to protect this network. So you will see in the right side, so we have many kind of service to to detect, to protect the enterprise network, right? We have an authentication service, data backup, anomaly detection. We have firewall, intrusion prevention detection, honeypot, VPN. Yeah, you can see many. Okay, we will look more detail about the enterprise, the network and cloud. So the previous one you already learned about the live IDS or IPS or firewall. You already learned in the last lesson, right? So today we'll look more enterprise network and cloud protection. Here is a DMZ. That's one I think the famous. If you see in the North Korea and South Korea, we have one DMZ or demilitarized the zone. Just separate two countries, right? And make sure in that intermediate zone you cannot use any kind of the military weapon, or someone try to intrude there. So I think it's very dangerous, right? So it's a quite in enterprise network. We have a same the kind of concept. It's called a DMZ, the network architecture. So just protect all the traffic from the untrusted zone like internet can intrude that kind of system. So we have 2 layers. First layer we can DMZ the network can intrude router, web server, and mail server. But the last one can have a firewall and can go into enterprise, the local area network, like internal the network. So we have 2 the firewall can separate, right? So this DMZ they can provide kind of very reliable the mechanism can control the enterprise network. And this one is DMZ model in the mobile network. You can see untrusted zone like access from the many mobile user, right? Or from the laptop, for the car location. So just go to the base station. And every traffic need to filter in the base station, or this one is a kind of perimeter or some border router. They can run the kind of DMZ the system. And the other kind of PDPN, also service gateway, they can support kind of the other kind of firewall they place over here before go to the internet. So they can place two internet, so they can place one firewall over there. So we have two firewall, one firewall between the base station and the border router, one firewall between the service gateway or PDN gateway to the internet. So we can have DMZ or trust zone the system can place between. So previous one you can see we have one firewall for between the internal zone, right, and the internet. We have the other two firewall, right. Similar trust zone over here. We have a similar trust zone. The mobile network is similar. And DMZ components, we have many kind of the technology like a network address translation, firewall, intrusion detection system, intrusion detection prevention, and we have a honeypot or honeynet. So we already learned about the IDS, IPS, and firewall before, and today I just introduced about the network address translation and the honeypot. So actually, network address translation is just popular for the IPv4. Yeah, IPv4. They just try to remove the private, the network, and just replace with the public IP from the router. Yeah. If you see on screen, so after you enter private network, like you can place one server in the one private network with one private IP, and after that server, traffic can go through the one public IP. Public router and replace that private IP with public IP, and now you can access the server from the outside, right? So network address translation can tell you two things. You can allow the outside user can access the server, and the other thing, outside user do not know what's really the IP for the server. So that's kind of high information. And the device supported by NAS can become kind of proxy or intermediate the node. So that one is very useful in several cases. Try to protect the real server. If any problem, you just change about the private IP. So the user outside cannot access. Here is the firewall IPS, IDS filters. You can see the different filters and different function. For firewall, IPS, and IDS. So the key point, that's the principle for how you can filter the traffic. Firewall, you can filter the traffic by the IP address and just port number. But IPS or IDS, they can inspect real time the traffic and can detect kind of malicious traffic is more accurate, and they can alert. IPS, they can support kind of prevention. They can block or drop traffic. But IDS, they just detect and generate alert, do nothing, okay? And the other kind of, the difference between the firewall, IPS, and IDS, that's placement. The firewall, they place kind of perimeter or the border in the network. But IPS or IDS, they just, install after firewall. Because firewall, they block the whole, many kind of simple traffic, so can help to reduce traffic load for the firewall, so for IPS and IDS. Actually, that's a placement in the practice. And third part is kind of IPS and IDS. They will analyze traffic, or we call deep inspection packet. But the firewall, they do not do that. Just filter by IP address and port number. That's all. Very simple, right? So. And IPS and IDS, they can support AI. Yeah, currently they can support AI, and many kind of research they just focus on the kind of IDS and IPS, and still under development. And the last one related honeypot or honeynet. Actually, this one I think very popular the concept, but in practice, practice maybe very few one use. Actually, the honeypot just try to deploy a kind of fake system and try to attract the hacker, try to see, just go in. Actually, attract the user go in, that means something like the hacker will see, okay, a lot of vulnerability in the, our system, but that is not real. That's one just honeypot. Similar, you have a honey, everyone love honey, right? So I just give you review some of the vulnerability in honeypot. So hacker, okay, I see, okay, this on set network is a lot of vulnerability, so I just go in that network. But that network is not real server. So the honeypot just for collects, the hacking activity, and after that you can use the activity for the IPS or IDS detection. So I think the thing in the honeypot or honeynet, they can prevent some the newbie or the script kiddie, the hacker. I mean some just amateur, the hacker. But if someone figure out honeypot or honeynet in your system, they so angry, so they attack your system is maybe much stronger. So yeah, this one honeypot, honeynet benefit maybe can help to prevent some some newbies attack or some script kiddie. But to the professional, I think this one is quite difficult to say is it efficient. So the question is the last one, because DMS include so many tools. So the question is, do you think the DMS can prevent all security threats? So this question, I think, to answer this one, I think, to my opinion, maybe it's impossible. That's why you still see many, attacks successfully on the news, right? You can deploy a DMS system in the to protect your enterprise, but sometimes you still see some on the news. FBI just search and see several bad guy just into a system, Microsoft system, right? So the key point, DMS is very good, but it's not perfect. All-in-one system can prevent every security threat, right? You still need to have skill to manage the nervous system. So it's a no. Okay, just question. And the last one, the concept where we introduced about cyber threat intelligence. Actually, this one is quite popular in some research, because this one is try to implement, try to indicate several comprehensive cybersecurity threat research. Like you can model analysis, modeling, and you can use this one for CTI. You can use ATT or CK matrix for build very comprehensive attack trace. So if you see on the screen, we have 5 steps: recognition, resource development, initial asset, execution, and persistent. So actually, many big companies use CTI, the model, for tracking some APT attack. So if you see on the screen, this is one example for you see the CTI and ATT and CK for review one cybersecurity group. You will see on the news several cybersecurity group just try to improve Microsoft or some United States, the government, the agency try to steal the information, right, and try to blackmail, right? So how to know the detail about one group? So actually they need to use about CTI and some mechanism to collect the whole traffic, collect the whole the information, and they assemble together, and after that they can build analyze and build trace for that kind. Okay, so just summary for our this lesson. Enterprise, that's enterprise security, that's the higher mechanism and apply for several big companies, and some companies require very high security the level, and they include multi-layer security protection, like DMS, IDS, firewall, and include physical barrier. But enterprise security doesn't mean it's perfect, and after you just buy enterprise security, you just forgot everything as security. No, you still need to have a training score for everyone to know what's the high risk and you can prevent. Okay, and the last thing about cybersecurity threat intelligence and matrix ATT and CK framework. That is the two of some techniques and can use for very comprehensive analysis for enterprise security, and can reveal the cybersecurity attack for state sponsor cybersecurity attack group. Okay, so we will see next lesson in detail about some enterprise security or data backup. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone.